going on here? All right. Couldn't figure out why it didn't look like I moved, but I did. All righty. Now there's too much to get into to do this from start to finish. So I'm just going to kind of talk to you about what I've learned and what I'm going to do and how things are progressing. Okay. So the progression of this was, I mean, I've only been doing this now, not even a week, like 5 days, 4 days. This is the first tank made, and I put fuel in it, let it sit for a day. This is just fiberglass. And I made some other bodies, and I post-cured it in this oven that I got back here, but I got to turn it back on. It'll be fine. I'm going to have to put a stop on that timer so it just holds on. Hey, Gary. I post-cured that in the broiler oven over there, and if you look right here, see that white spot there? And all this white spot here? I heated it up too quick and it separated. Okay, good enough. So then I built a carbon style layup with very fine 3/4 ounce cloth and carbon veil. And the seams split here because this is way too light. It's just too flimsy. Good idea, bad execution. So then I did this one. Now this is going to be a valid tank. This is the same layup with just more material. And I'll go ahead and make that one up. Now, these first prototypes are not going to be for sale, these type things over here. However, this baby here, this is an all carbon tank. Well, it's not all carbon because it has 1/2 ounce laminate inside. It's 4 layers deep. And the inside, super smooth. That's a all carbon tank. This is what I'm going to be doing right here. Now I got to tell you, this one won't be for sale either. And the reason being is, you remember how yesterday I said that this HTR 250 is going to be fine. It's not. It would be fine for me to use in my airplane. But after having fuel in this for 24 hours, it's become a little soft. Now, we don't know if that's because of it wasn't post-cured or what. So I'm heating up the oven now to post-cure some parts to see if, I mean, this is an experiment, to post-cure it to see if that locks it in, locks the properties in. This would still work. So if you get 10 flights an hour times 24 hours, you'd get 240 flights before this thing became soft. I'll use this in one of my airplanes until it breaks or whatever. but I wouldn't sell that. So we're gonna post cure one, and it'll last a day, 2 days, whatever, without losing any of its. You can hear it when you tap on it. This one, this material here, and this material here are the same thing. Now just listen. You can tell this got soft. So I'm going to post cure some to see if that will bring it around to where it's impervious. However, and this carbon tank, this is a nice part. This carbon tank here, I mean, this by far is the best part that I made 6 parts out of this thing now. I don't know where the other one, 1, 2, 3, yeah, 6 parts. And this by far is the best. And I had the first one of these that I had, I put the seam in the wrong spot, so I learned not to do that. And I had a catastrophic mold lockup on it. So this is no good. You know, I'll save it just to remind me of what's going on. So what I'm doing now is I went from brass tubes to aluminum tubes, just like Wendy. I guess people feel the need to message me when I'm on YouTube. Knock it off. You can wait till I'm off. Oh, Danny. That's acceptable. I don't know what this is. Health is 3. I don't know what this is. I'll have to call and talk to him after I'm offline. Okay. So I'm doing these. We'll set up to get one of these ready to go. JB Weld. There's a lot to making one of these tanks, I can tell you that right now. A whole lot. Come on with the dinging. Just call me. $53 for curing resin. Let's call him. I guess they wait till I get online. Hello?
You're doing, Sparky?
I'm online.
Okay.
I'm
sorry, I'm sending those pictures to you.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I got my phone across the room, and every time I fire the YouTube up, the phone starts dinging with messages and shit. Okay. But
3234.
okay, is that EPON?
Well, Shell EPON sold out to Hexon, I think Hexion or whatever. So Shell used to have their name on it. So I don't know. I think people repackage it or whatever. But anyway, Hexon, or I think Sky Geek, the same guy that I directed you towards the resin, has Epicure too.
Is that the right? Is that the stuff I need that you sent the pictures of?
Correct.
And the phone number's on there, and they're in Culver City.
Yeah, that's one on Edie Roberts. I bought from them before.
Well, let me ask you this: if I use that hardener in this resin, will it harden the same?
Well, I'm sure it will.
No, I mean, will it have the same properties? Because I found out like the 5-minute epoxy and 30-minute epoxy, and it's all the same shit except for different hardener.
No, this stuff here, it's like you were saying earlier, like Brent Williams said, the HDR 250 has an 828 base, an EPON base in it. And then they formulate it or whatever. But anyway, it'll be similar. It'll be probably about the same viscosity. It might be a little bit thinner, maybe. Sometimes the viscosity of your resin when it's mixed depends on how much curing agent goes in it.
Well, I hit it with a heat gun and it liquids up real quick.
Yeah. The other thing is with the EPON 862 and the Epicure 3234, I'm not sure the mix ratio. It might be more or less than 24%. So if it's more than 24%, it might come out a little bit thinner. But I know the 828 HDR 250, I mean, they're a pretty thick resin. You know. So it's just something, you know.
Well, I ordered 2 more rolls of carbon. And I'll call those 2 places that you sent me. I'm running my oven now to see if I can get it to where it's 150. I'm going to heat the molds and do the molds with, warm. And then if I can, you don't think it will bubble like that if I put it in the molds, right?
Correct. Yeah, I think you'll be fine. It'll probably end up with a better part. The other thing you might do, I bought one a few years ago. It's like a digital infrared thermometer where you point it and get the red dot on it.
I got one in the garage.
Yeah, those come in handy. So, let's just say you heat that mold up and it comes out at 200 and you want it 150. That way you can let it sit there just that way you can get the temperature before.
What happens if all I can get out of my stove is 200? Is that too hot to heat it at?
Well, if you heat the mold at 200, that's probably too hot to start laying it up. But just let it sit there until it gets about 150. It won't take long. Let it cool off, drop down to 150, and then start laying it up.
And then stick it back in the oven at 200?
You probably wouldn't even have to. You just let it go from there. Just, it'll start cooking at 150 or whatever.
And then I don't need to post-cure it?
Yeah, I mean, it'll post-cure itself sort of in that mold as it cools down. If it's at 150 initially. I'm just, you could stick it in the oven, but the only thing I worry about is the damn thing peeking out on you to where it kicks on and then gets to 250 or something real quick. That's what I was worried about.
Well, I can shut it off. Just, heat it up and shut it off, let it cool off in there.
Well, yeah, that'd even be better. If you get up to 150 or whatever and then shut it off and stick your mold in there. But I don't know if you can get the mold in there with your clamps on it, though.
No. Well, I'm going to have a different clamping setup.
Yeah. That'll work. Like I said, if you had, I don't know, like inch square steel bars with holes in the end and some wing nuts, that would be, or some just regular nuts, that would be a good clamp too. Just run the bars across the mold.
Yeah.
Run the bolts through it, tighten them down. That way it's nice and compact.
I mean, the mold will fit in the oven, but without the clamps on it.
Right.
I'm making up the pickup tubes right now.
Yeah. I already even mentioned, I told you before, John mentioned it, you know, about the aluminum, so
Well,
don't use aluminum tube.
I'm
That's
using
a galvanic reaction.
I'm using aluminum tube because Wendy used aluminum tube. So, you know, so if it has a reaction, how long does that take? A year, 2 years, 10 years?
Oh, probably pretty quick. I mean, you know, you put this two dissimilar metals together or carbon and that, I don't know. It just depends on how much glue is surrounding it, or, you know, between the carbon and the aluminum, but it's a factor.
Well, there's a big difference in weight.
Yeah, I know it. I know it is. The only thing I could think of doing, if you decided to do aluminum tube, is where the tube comes through the tank, push it with a brass tube over the top of it. In other words, physically separate the tube. Heck, if you even had a brass eyelet.
Yeah, I got them.
And you stick the brass eyelet over the aluminum tube, so that would work.
I don't know. I just can't see it being that big a deal.
Well, it might not be, but it might be. I just want to throw it out there, you know.
Well, Wendy used it and he didn't have any problems.
Yeah, it's just like you know, actually you can glue the tubes in. It's how much glue do you get between the carbon and the aluminum tubes? So I mean.
Well, he had a real press fit between the aluminum and the carbon.
Yeah. Well.
Not saying I'm doing a video right now. It's called Carbon Fiber Tanks, a Learning Curve.
Yeah. Yeah. The key word there is the learning curve, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I won't bother you if you're doing that. So I just wanted to relay that information. 3234.
3234. Is that's the hardener or what?
Yeah, that's the Epicure.
EPIC.
That's what was in the picture I sent you. Double check it.
Okay, and that's EPON.
Yeah.
Under the new name.
Yeah, it's Hexon or something like that now. They sold out, but same chemical.
And how bad does that shit smell? Do you know?
I think it's probably has a peanut smell to it or something. You're going to be able to smell it. That West Systems I bought, I've been playing around with. It doesn't have any smell to it at all, really.
This HDR 250 don't smell at all. I can't smell it.
No, really, the 250 and the 106, that's not too bad. The Epicure, you might get more of a smell out of it. So.
How much do you think that resin is? $100?
Yeah, I was looking at eBay and the other guy that Sky Geek, I think he was selling a jug of that for, it's anywhere from 60 to 100 bucks. I can't remember who priced it at what, but you're looking at probably 120 with the resin.
Plus shipping.
You're probably looking at
200.
150 to 200.
Yeah.
Max. I mean, I don't know. Sometimes they give you free shipping. I think the Epicure was free shipping, so on that price. So I don't know. You have to research that. Call them up. Look around online. Heck, they might even have it at Amazon. Some of these third-party or second-party sellers sell through Amazon. I've seen stuff on there all the time.
Okay, well, I'll look on Amazon.
Yeah, just do a search on Google or whatever, see what comes up.
All right, well, I'm gonna finish describing what I'm doing on this video and then end the video and start searching for materials, because I really want, this part came out so nice. I mean, this is every bit as good as Kaz's tank or Wendy's tank or whatever. And if I
Yeah,
get, if,
once you get it nailed down, I mean, you get the right resin, the right ratio of cloth to resin, the right wraps of cloth or carbon. You go through the whole thing. Once you get it nailed down, you'll be fine.
yeah,
You know,
this is it.
so
I mean, I would use this in my airplane. I wouldn't sell this because of
yeah,
the resin.
right. Yeah, like I said, once you get it nailed down, you're going to be all right. Each time you make one, you're getting closer to what you want.
Right, and I've reworked the mandrel some, and I'm working on that with sandpaper. What did I do with? There it is. I'm working on that with sandpaper to get it back to, 100% instead of I don't know. There's a narf in one end that I wouldn't be able to get out, but one deep scratch, but that won't affect the making of the tanks. And I been filing on the mushroom ends, try to get them straightened out. Not so much the one end that doesn't get beat on, but
Right. Yeah.
somebody's beat on both ends.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're beating on both ends and you got a taper in there, somebody's beating on the wrong end.
Well, yeah, you got to beat on the small end, not on the big end.
Yeah.
Let me see here.
Okay.
All right. I'll talk at you later.
Okay, Spark.
Bye. Okay, who's going to call next, I wonder? $180,000. And this is 190,000. 10,000 taper. See? Yeah, one and almost the 7,000 taper. 187,000. And this side is 180,000. So you got to beat on this end. You try to put the big end through the little end, it won't work. So what I've been doing with this stuff here is I'm trying to make a better. I'm going to sell these, but when you get them, they're going to be perfect. This one here is just about perfect, except for I would use this in my airplane, but the resin, leaving the resin, the fuel in the tank for 24 hours, which is 240 flights, has made the tank soft. Not completely soft, but it's soft. It didn't leak. Hell, maybe you want soft. I don't know. You can push it in. So I won't sell those. This one here, this hasn't had anything put in. This is a valid concept here too. It's light. This is 18 grams, but it's pretty delicate. 20 grams. 20 grams on that one, and this 100% carbon tank, which is, like I say, a pretty nice part, really nice part. This one is 24 grams. Oh, now it's down. Yeah. I can't believe they weigh the same. My scale's screwing up. This is 20, and that's 18. So for the extra 2 grams, you can't squish this. This one here you can squish. This is a 3K carbon fiber. I can't remember. It was 3 ounces per meter. I ordered some more of this, 2 more rolls. And we're going to get the right resin tomorrow. And by that time, I'll have my molds completely redone. Because the problem is, I'm having lockup. You know, Wendy had lockup, beating them out, beating this thing out of there. I had a spot right here that it just really locked the crap out of it, and then I beat the shit out of it to get it out of there. No good. And you can see it when it comes out of the mold, but there's all kinds of little hairline scratches in this mold, and waxing it ain't gonna cut it because they're deep. And I will get it till it's like a piece of chrome. I might have it chromed. Take it to St. Louis Plating and say, hey guys, chrome this up, polish and chrome it up. If I do that, though, we're going to drill and tap a hole there and put a piece of steel out here with the bead on. One guy says don't use aluminum, the other guy says I use aluminum. What happened to that piece of paper? And the next trick is the spinners, but I got to get a hold of Wendy's first. I need to know how many wraps he put on that. There we are. There we are. There it is. So, just a little update of what I'm doing. I got the phone here and now it won't ding. It won't ring. Shit. If I go set it over there, it'll go off. Lost all my pairs of scissors here somehow. Get that mold so I got something to set it in. We're going to make this better too. This is no good. How this operates. Oh, what happened? Oh, bolt fell out. Okay. So we're going to make the clamping with cauls so I can get it in the oven. I'm about done messing with this stuff though for on camera because I know it's getting kind of boring. But I would like to get one last part, one super nice usable part out of this to show you guys it can be done and what I'm going to sell. I don't sell anything on stun hanger, so I got to have some kind of product to sell. Resin just wipes Wipes right off. When it's waxed real good. Now there's a spot here I need to get off. Chip right off. Might take this to the motorcycle shop and have that TIG welded right there and refinished. I put JB weld in it. It'll show a JB weld spot in there. I don't want that. I want perfect. Okay. So now let's sand this up some more. I figure about the 100th time I do this, this thing will be like chrome. Get all them little scratches out of there. Well, this has been a half an hour of update. I don't, unless you guys want to hang around. I mean, I can't see where this is adding any value to anything. I just kind of want to let you know where we're at with the tanks. And trust me, I will make a perfect tank with this mold. And I need to sell a few to recoup the funds that it's going to cost to get them done. I've already got like $200 in this project already. Spent another chunk of change on some more carbon. If you don't get it now, you may not get it. I need to buy some more half-ounce cloth too. That's another $20 for a yard. Yeah. If you got any questions after the show's over, please leave a comment because that drives more metrics than the like. But please do like it anyway. Just it's called engagement. I need to get the engagement. Also, I only noticed that 12% of you are that watch this channel. Only 12% that watch this channel have the notification button on. So be sure to go to the subscribe and click that. And if it unsubscribes, you resubscribe and hit the bell for all notifications because you're not getting notified. Now to get some 1500 for my jitterbugs for my palm sander. You see that? It's went flat on me, right? Well, no, not to worry. We'll bring it right up. We'll bring it right up. It'll be hours and hours of this. I feel that this plug here is the most important part to get perfect. I can get the outside off by prying it apart. Man, you can't hardly get this inside out of it. You can't even see what I'm doing. I am polishing this mold, this plug. Yeah, it's got some big old narcs in it. You see, when this thing's on there and it's waxed up and drying, it don't want to come out of there with a crap. I think it shrunk a little bit too. It did. Set it there. I'm online. Anyway, we'll I'll polish on that until I get it perfect. And then wax it up. And I don't think I'm going to make another tank today until I call that Epon place about the Epicure 3234. See if I can get some different resin. No sense in wasting landing gear and prop resin for tanks if it's not going to work. Because that resin does work on props, tanks, bell cranks. And here again, it you know, it does make a nice part here. Super nice part, but the chemical reaction from that alcohol or the nitro. So we'll get this figured out. Have no fear. Have no fear. I will get it figured out. All right, that's going to do it. I'll talk at you later. Maybe we'll be back tonight and we'll tape up some airplane parts. Like, subscribe, and share, and we'll see you later. Fair winds, tight lines. See ya.